I'm Mary Chesnut, and I've worked in Steely Library for 19 years. I've been at NKU for 34 years. My current role in the library is a teaching and learning librarian. I have taught 5 courses in the library informatics program. There are 3 that I developed, LIN 175, which is information literacy, LIN 414, which is advanced information literacy, LIN 101, which is career paths for information professionals, and then 2 others, LIN 300, which is information in society, and LIN 496, which is the senior capstone. Okay, so to best sum that up, I would say there are lots of different formats of information and a lot of different modes of delivery. But information creation as a process is not just being bound to format and assuming that something's going to be best because of its format. It's looking at your particular information need and matching it with what's going to be best. So you'll probably be looking at things like, who created it, why did they create it, and what was their process. And really all information can be valuable as long as you really consider it and think of it in its best use. Okay, the real world example that I'll give is, let's say that you're trying to find health information about your dog. And so you hear that there's a book about this, there's a scholarly journal, and there's a social media post talking about this. The assumption might be to think, I should take a book or a scholarly journal. But actually, if we looked into it more, we might see that the social media post is written by a veterinarian from our neighborhood who knows about dogs' issues in our region. So by looking at all those, we might realize that was the best option that time. So just stopping to think and look at the different formats and decide which one is best. It's really important because it's really important to look and see how information was created in order to decide what's going to be best. If students and people understand the information cycle and how things were created and why they were created, they'll understand better how to use those bits of information. So there's something called container collapse, which is a phenomenon to kind of describe the fact that just about everything now is accessed online. So if I were to look up something, I might find 3 or 4 different types of information, and they all look exactly alike. So if I'm looking at a book online, if I'm looking at a scholarly journal, a web page, a blog, all those things look the same. So knowing that and discerning the different features of each one and using that to make my decisions. So I think that would be a good tip for students to do, to consider container collapse and evaluate appropriately. Information literacy is amazingly empowering for students. It's a way that they can be informed. It's a way that they can avoid scams. It's a way that they can kind of deal with the complicated information landscape that we deal with now. I think it's an essential skill. I don't think any of us want to just blindly follow what others are telling us. We want to make decisions on our own and to really investigate them, and information literacy allows us to do that. North up.